Hello, LRA members. It's Teresa Knapp Gordon, your president, and today we're going to talk about financial information, financial negotiations, and what's coming with that. Because I know that is the number one question that I get asked when I come out to buildings: is, are we getting a raise this year? Are we going to get a bonus? Are we getting anything? And the truth is, we have not started financial negotiations yet. But as a matter of fact, I am expecting Mr. Poor to send me some dates um, today, and we will agree on some dates, and we plan to begin financial negotiations really soon, by the 1st of February. So, what does that mean? Well, the team, the LRA team and the LRSD teams come together and we meet and we talk about the financial status of the district and what money is available for raises or bonuses or increases in health insurance payments, um, stipends, all of those things. Because I'm also hearing concerns from principals that they're, especially secondary principals, that are worried about those stipends going away completely next year and how they're going to pay people, or how are people going to do duty. They're not going to be able to get people to do duty in the secondary schools. And so those are all things we're going to have to discuss. I also have my ESP folks, the directors of the ESP, the custodians, the security, and transportation, and they're telling me that they can't pay people enough so that we can get quality people to fill positions, especially in highly qualified positions like master plumbers, master electricians, things like that. So those are all things that I'm sure will come up in negotiations. Um, and one other thing is athletic stipends, because not only have the athletic stipends not increased in probably 20 years, but any of the other stipends for support clubs or being department chairs, all of those things, those stipends have not increased either. So we are going to have quite a bit of work to do when we meet in financial negotiations. One of Mr. Poor's goals this year, and the Community Advisory Board also brought it forward, and I know it's a goal of the governor as well, is to raise the starting salaries in Arkansas to $40,000. Now, in Little Rock, we've talked about that before, and Mr. Poor is quite serious this year about trying to do that. As you know, our current starting salary is $34,865 for a teacher coming in with a bachelor's degree and no experience. So to raise the starting salary to $40,000 would take about $5,100, right there on the starting of the salary schedule per person, because it is LREA's position that you can't raise the starting salary if you don't raise across the board, because the reality is our starting salary is $34,865, but you actually don't even make $40,000 until you've been teaching for 6 years if you just have a bachelor's degree. And so that's a problem, because you can't raise the beginning salary to $40,000 if you don't raise across the board, because you'll have starting teachers, first year, no experience, no advanced degrees, making more than veteran teachers. And we don't want to do that, because that discourages people from staying in our district. So it's going to take quite a bit of discussion. We are also exploring collapsing the salary scale so that it doesn't take as long to reach the top. So you'll hear some about that too. And of course, whatever we do for teachers, we always try to do for our ESP as well, because we value their jobs and their contributions as much as we do our teachers. And so we've got quite a bit of work to do. Now, what's the status of the district's budget? Well, the district has already borrowed money from the fund balance this year because of the loss of the NSL funds from last year, and that's the school lunch funds. If you recall, we had a decrease in the number of applications that were completed, which caused us to lose our high poverty designation, and that hit us in the pocketbook this year, and so we had to borrow money from the fund balance to make up the difference. Now, the money in the fund balance got there because we've saved money in the past, and so and we haven't had raises in 5 years, and so that fund balance has been built because we haven't done other things. So we just have to be very cognizant of the district's financial picture, its complete financial picture, and we have to ensure that we don't set up a situation that would cause the district to go into fiscal distress, because that's another designation for the state to take control of our school district, and we don't want to extend that control if we can help it. So, so you'll be hearing more about the financial picture as time goes on. The school district budgets are all online. Anyone can go on there and look at it. The salary scales are online. You can go there and look at those. And so as we begin negotiations and start negotiations and they're ongoing, you will get periodic updates. But I just wanted to kind of fill you in because I know everybody's asking questions. Another thing that I hear a lot is, we haven't got a raise in 5 years. But I hear people say, like, we haven't got any money in 5 years. Well, that's not exactly true. We actually have received bonuses, and I know that, you know, you get a bonus of $1,000. They take taxes and retirement out. You have about $785 left. And, you know, I understand households go through that pretty quick, especially if, you know, if you've had any kind of major bill or had to put tires on your car or anything like that. And so I understand that it doesn't seem like a lot of money. But, you know, the alternative is you get a 0.5% increase and you can buy a Coke at Sonic with the extra money in your paycheck. And so when we made the decision to accept the bonuses, we made that decision because we felt like our employees would rather have a large sum than a small sum in their paycheck. And, you know, we always try to get a percentage increase if it's feasible. You know, unfortunately, we've been under state control, and our budget has had to have a lot of cuts because of DSEG, losing the DSEG money. And, you know, and this year we lost a large number of kids, almost the equivalent of a middle school. And that hits our budget pretty hard too. And so we have to look at all of those things whenever we start talking about doing a raise, because it's not just a raise for this year. It goes into the salary scale, and it has to be sustained for years to come. And I'm not saying the district doesn't have the money to do a raise. Please don't interpret it that way, because the district does have money. And rest assured that if there's money there for a percentage increase, we will negotiate our best to try to get that for you. And if that's not feasible, then we will work towards whatever we can get, whether it's an increase in health insurance or a bonus or whatever the alternative may be. As far as the increase in starting salary, we will not agree to anything that doesn't impact everyone. And so rest assured that even if we raise the starting salary to $40,000, there will be increases across the board, whether we have to collapse the salary scale to do it, or by some other means, because we're going to try to be fair when we do this. So rest assured that the financial negotiations are in good hands, and we will continue to negotiate the best we can on your behalf. So have a great weekend. Stay warm. Take some time for yourself. Read a book. Watch a movie. Do something that you like to do. And I will see you next week. Thanks.